You are now listening to Out of the Blank.
Well, welcome to another episode of Out of the Blank podcast. I'm here with Ruth Booth.
Hey guys.
That is like one of the best names ever. Now, are you like a baby Ruth or are you like a candy?
No, my mom actually named me from out of the Bible. So that was her reasoning by it. And I used to hate it because I thought it just sounded bland and old.
My name's
But
Robbie, and I'm named after a guitar player. So it shows you how inspirational my parents were with naming me. It's my dad's name as well. It's like, you didn't go that far, did you?
well, and I always thought it was weird with my name because it was Ruth Athena. So I have someone out of the Bible and then like a goddess of love kind of
Yeah,
person.
Greek mythology, the goddess of wisdom. There we go. Well, spread
Yeah.
some wisdom on a little bit about your life, Ruth. So tell me a little bit about yourself and if you want, what you do professionally.
Well, right now I'm just a stay-at-home caregiver. My husband and I live here with his Uncle Chucky, and he has COPD and some other issues, and I cook for him and clean for him. I've been in the healthcare profession like for quite some time now. Just right now, I don't get paid to do it. I'm just at home doing it, I guess, out of love. He's really important to us, so I just take care of him on the daily basis. Before then, I've worked at different nursing homes, rehabilitation centers. I was an activities and social services director at Linwood Village Nursing Home in Cushing, Oklahoma, a little town of like 10,000 people.
What'd you love most about that? Because like I have a grandmom that has COPD as well. And she's on her way out, sad to say. But caring for the elderly, stuff I did when I did some volunteer work and stuff. Obviously it was mandatory for school, but I pulled out some of the most interesting stories. I met people that were maybe Holocaust survivors, people that had fought in wars, and this is where I kind of see the inspiration for just talking to people, because you're seeing basically history told from somebody's perspective or their eyes. And I thought that was one
Yeah.
of the most important things in the world.
And older people are just kick ass because they
Yeah.
do always have a cool story, right?
They are kick ass and they are very good at Chinese checkers. My grandma might have OCPD, but I bet you $20 she could kick my ass at Chinese checkers.
I used to being the activities director, we had like bingo and all kinds of different little fun things to do. And they got all up into that stuff. They were like really competitive.
They
They
get
were waiting at
serious.
the door for me to arrive in the morning. Like, what do we got going on? Like, it was pretty cool.
I remember when I was a kid and I entered one of those like fake bingo, or it was a real bingo thing, I guess, to them. But for me, it was like, oh, we're at a campground. It's just going to be bingo. Well, there was a bunch of old people in there. They were all lined up, table stacked, all the buttons, all the things lined up perfectly. Like they knew what to grab and reach for. Like they set themselves up. So it's like so they could be as quick as possible and stamp it and do all that.
Right. And what about all the cards they lay out? Like, I'm like, Jesus, I can barely keep up with one or two, let alone like 10.
I used to work at a casino, so I'm used to the gambling type thing. But when I walked in there, this was something completely different. And I was joking and I was like, hey, Dad, watch this. And he goes, don't do it. Don't do it. And I just go, bingo. And then everyone starts looking dead, staring at me. And they go, you don't have bingo. And I'm like, yeah, I just thought I'd say it. It's fun. And everyone just gave me the death stare.
Eyes, right? Yeah.
It's like when you go to the lottery or you go to the Powerball and you see the person that comes in with the same numbers every single time, like religiously does it over and over again. Like, this is my machine. I can only do this machine
forever. Like, I always say I'd like to get a lotto ticket or even go like to a casino and drop a 20 or something. And my husband and I finally did do that not long ago, but we were just, a friend of ours worked there, so we were more there to see him, not to gamble. But he's like totally against it. Plus, he worked in the casino too, and he knows that the pay rate, you're gonna,
I didn't
lose.
understand that until like, I mean, I gambled once. I won 69 cents and I printed out the receipt and walked away. I didn't even get the money for it. It's in it's on my room in my on my wall actually, 69 cents. And
Oh man.
when I was working there, the first hour on my first shift on my very first day, I saw 4 people win an equivalent of $100,000 in the first hour I was working. I literally said to someone that I worked with who's been there for like 40 something years, I go, why don't we gamble? This is making me want to gamble. And he goes, dude, you know how much money they put in those machines to get that? And you just see them as soon as they're getting the cashier comes out and starts handing them money, immediately they're putting it right back into the machine. I'm like, wow, walk away, go to fucking Denny's. Don't do it
Right.
anymore.
When I used to go before I was with my husband now, I used to go like pretty regularly, and I did pretty much lose majority of the time. What I started doing is going with like 10 or 20 bucks, and I stick it in the machine. I do machines, not tables. And like if I would win, then I'd cash out and I'd put my 20 back in my pocket and just play on my winnings. And so if I won more, cool. If I lost it, well, it was never mine to begin with. So I don't leave feeling like total shit.
Yeah, I'm the type of guy that when like if I go into a strip club and everyone's throwing like 20s and hundreds, I'm throwing like $1 bill. I'm like, oh, it's $1 bill. Like, yeah, like I'm that frugal guy. Like I'm always, checking discount deals and going to the grocery
Oh, for
store
sure.
super
Why
early.
not?
I mean, crap. I like to save my money. I don't want to be like, I mean, I see so many people that like my cousin works at a bar. People spend like $50, $60 on like a drinks or something. I'm like, that's nah. I'll go home and drink my sorrows away.
Yeah, I got some favorite drinks, but like for me, I like Bloody Marys. It's just always been like my go-to drink. Not really sure why, but it's just always been my go-to. And seven
I've
fifty
oh,
at the minimum, for one Bloody Mary. So if you want to get your buzz on it all, which we don't typically drink too awful much, but
my dad has the skills of making probably one of the best Bloody Marys around from everyone I've heard. Even bar owners that know my dad are like, look, I'm telling you, and they know him because he's a DJ, not because he's an alcoholic. But
yeah.
they know about the Bloody Mary because what he does is we're in Maryland, so he puts actually Old Bay in the Bloody Mary. It is kick ass. Like it is something where it hits you. You're like, that's smooth. Like I prefer something that tastes well. Like there's a new whiskey out. I think it's called Screwball whiskey. It's like peanut butter or something.
The peanut butter one, yeah. Well, you probably follow Justin Harmon Heat then, because
Yeah,
that's where I seen that first
he's
in a
he's
video and
he's
whatnot.
supposed
He
to
had
come
tried
down
that.
and we're supposed to try it together. But I was like, this is how you get kids addicted to drinking because this tastes just like a Hershey's chocolate bar, or for instance,
Oh,
Baby
does it
Ruth.
really?
Yeah.
Right. That would be a good one. Yeah. He's super cool. Oh, that's nice that you guys hang out. That's cool. I
He
haven't gotten on his YouTube channel here like the past few weeks, but when he's done like his Friday live deals, like I like to get on if I can anyway.
Well, we'll get
He's
you on
like
the
so
next one.
funny.
I'm always trying
He's
to get
super
him
funny.
coordinated on doing that stuff.
Are
Harmon,
you?
his name's Justin Harmon. Everyone out there, Harmon Heat, look him up. But I just want to let everybody know and let Justin know because I know he's listening to this episode. Look, buddy, you got to do the lives, man. That's all I got to say. You can't keep bailing out every time. We love you to
Yeah.
death.
He was super freaking lucky too. That burrito freaking challenge.
Yeah.
That was so funny. I ended up doing a burrito for our 500 followers, but no way in hell was I going to get that thing that he had in his mouth. Oh my gosh. I was laughing my ass off. But to be on the Hot Dang show, like, how cool is
Yeah,
that?
I've had a few people that we probably met. So for people listening, we've met through the chili community. I know you've tried my buddy sauce, Jake Newcomb. I know I've talked to Roger Trier. I've talked to Harmon Heat, Spicy D. So why'd you exactly start this channel? What's the point of it?
Whoops. Dope. Yeah, that one. That's the one I tried with my burrito. So I only got like about that much left.
So why'd you?
Anyways,
Yeah.
yeah, my buddy that I do it with, Chris, he had always wanted to have a hot sauce like channel or do reviews and stuff. He'd always been into it, and I've always liked like hot stuff, and I've always used hot sauce and stuff. But it kind of just fell together, honestly. Like he said, he'd been wanting to do it for forever. He thought it would be cool if we started doing challenges together. So what was it in 2018? 2018, I believe, our first challenge was the Satan's Toe. And it was fun. And we had to split it up. We had another person, my husband's niece's boyfriend, had wanted to join us, and we only had 2 Satan's Toes. So we halved it up, and shared it with them. And so we did the video, and I was the last one standing.
I get the spicy factor of naming it after a demon, but why can't we have any hot sauces like Angel's Kiss or something where it's like so sweet and sounding and then it really hits you?
There's like angels and, well, I think it's kind of a mix of both. Yeah, angels and hell or so. I can't think of it right off the top of my head, but I think there is one that has angels in there. But
Now,
you're right. They're mostly like demonic and crazy.
now when you're doing your channel, for instance, are you just doing spicy challenges or are you doing sauce reviews?
Both. Both. Like, and Chris works. He's works for Affordable Asphalt with my husband. My husband's a foreman there. He used to be a foreman there. He kind of went in a different direction, and now he's back with the company where my husband works. And they work long hours, and it's crazy hard work. Like, for instance, my husband the other night, Friday, he worked like an 18-hour day. Had to go to Oregon. It was just an insane schedule. So when we're separate, if he can, when he gets home from work, if it's a decent time, he can do like a sauce review and like what everybody else does. We'll each take pictures of our plate of whatever we're eating, and a spoon, take a picture of the spoonful of sauce, and give a written typed out thing on what we think of each sauce, so people can get a good feel of how we think about it compared to what maybe someone else might think about.
Well, how do you
it.
typically review it? Because I think we all got our own preferences when it comes to a hot sauce. Is it the consistency? Is it the taste? Is it the heat factor?
A little bit of everything, I guess. For me, I like a smooth sauce, but I don't mind seeing the little chunks in there, the peppers and the spices that like you visually can see, and give it a little bit of texture. Not so much in the hot sauce to where then it's like, okay, you should have just made a freaking salsa. You know what I mean? But like for the hot sauces, I do like to see the spices and the peppers, but a smooth sauce, not too thin, because then to me it's more like a marinade.
Yeah,
Not
when it's like
too
a
thin.
Tabasco, I can't handle that. Like if you can dump it
I'm
and
not
it's
a
like water.
Tabasco fan.
Yeah.
Yeah. To me, then that would be something that you would like soak your meat or soak something in as a marinade rather than a hot sauce.
You should
Maybe
put that
throw it
on a
on some
t-shirt.
eggs.
You should put that on a
Right?
t-shirt. Soak your meat.
We'd
That's a
like
good
to
one.
make some. Yeah, right. Yeah, we'd like to make some shirts and some cups. We don't have anything like that yet. We're just starting out. Like, seriously, we have a Facebook page too. That one was created January 26th of this year, and the Instagram February 7th. So we haven't been doing it for all that long. But after that Satan's Toe challenge, we were like, man, this is fun. We should do more of these.
Are you trying to enter the League of Fire? I've heard of so many people talk about them before, but you guys are hot sauce challengers.
We're in there twice. I actually, if you get on the Instagram and go to our profile. Oh no, do you have Facebook?
I do have Facebook.
Okay, go to the Heat Source on Facebook, because Instagram has this stupid thing where you can only have 15 minutes of video. If you're live, you can have all you want.
Is Chris bald?
He usually wears a ball cap. He ain't got a lot of hair.
Okay, I've seen you
I don't
guys
want
on
to
League
talk
of.
about.
I've seen you guys on League of Fire. Then I saw a picture. It's weird because the photos
He's
they
holding
use.
a couple of bass.
Yeah, it's
Chris
weird. The
Capsaicin
photos, the things they use for the photos is like comic book style, so it's really hard to see the texture in somebody's face and know who it is.
Right. Well, and in that particular one for me, I was all blonde, and which I need to do my hair again. But yeah, I was blonde in that picture, so it's changed. But I think you can change your picture as you go along. I don't think you're stuck with the same one. But no, we did the Packy challenge, which let's see, that was like, I don't know, what was it, December 2019, last year. I think that's when we did this one.
Well,
And they didn't have this on the League of Fire page, and then they added it. So we got credit on this one, and then we got credit for the White Lightning Fuego Box Choco Challenge. We
There's
got
people
credit for
listening
that
not
one.
seeing the video, so it's going to be hard for them to be able to see it. But she's holding a white box in front of me.
Yeah.
But when we talk
So
about like what's your worst heat experience, like you're doing all these challenges, and why are you going after it anyway? Like I know it's just for fun and stuff, but I mean, for instance, I'll give him a shout out. David from Way Hot Sauce. He made me a special death sauce because he knows I dump cayenne pepper. I mean, I went through Jake's hot sauce. I went through Caesar's hot sauce. I went through Jeff Levine's hot sauce from Silk City. All of them in a matter of like a day. I dump hot sauce on every single meal. I mean, way too much
dang,
where you give yourself an ulcer. And Dave
right.
David sends me a message. He goes, "I'm going to kill you with the sauce." And I'm like, "Okay." He goes, "I can't sell it to the public." So he's sending me pictures of making a Carolina Reaper extract, a ghost pepper extract mixed with cayenne pepper, a shot
The
of
extracts
vinegar.
will kill you.
And he sent
Mhm.
it over to me and made an own custom label. I've been dumping that on everything, but I gave it to my cousin. He took one drop. He was in the bathroom vomiting. And he goes,
Oh.
he has PTSD. It's been a month. He won't try hot
Oh
sauce.
shit. Oh man, poor guy. That sucks. Oh, you're mean.
It wasn't hot to me. I
We got
literally told him, I was like, don't do it, dude. Like it's supposed to be deathly hot. It's not hot to me. And he goes, "Look, if you can
have
do
you
it,
tried
I can do it."
the bomb? Can you
I
see that?
I have tried the bomb, yeah.
Yeah. We've tried both. The this one's the final answer, and it comes in at what 1.58 million, I think. Hell, I can't completely remember, but this just hot. And yeah, you're right. You're only supposed to put like they say a toothpick, or if you're making a pot of chili or something. I don't know what the ratio is or anything, but like you're supposed to just do a little bit. It's just to enhance your food. You're not supposed to straight drink it out of the the bottle, and so it's like kind of crazy to do that because it is
It's
like
funny because
extremely painful.
I sent David a picture of me. Someone was making spaghetti in my house, and I sent a picture of me holding it over their marinara sauce. And I was like, imagine if I just dumped this in there.
Oh, somebody'd be wanting to jack your jaw.
So,
I bet, unless
well,
they're into it.
what's your worst experience you've ever had? Like one, like, I mean, I've been in so much pain where I'm holding my stomach around the toilet and you're praying to God that you could get through it.
Okay, so my first terrible one was the Tube of Terror, and uh, we did it live. Used my husband's cell phone, and I didn't check the settings, and it was lost forever. So all I have to show for this thing, and I could have made the League of Fire page because I did finish. The tube is empty. uh, but that was really bad, and I was able to get into the zone and try and ignore what everybody was saying to me and just focus on the nuts. But these nuts, they're bad. 13 million capsaicin crystals are all over these jumbo sized Virginia style peanuts, big huge peanuts.
What really
And
sucks is once you try something that's that spicy is like you can't stop it. It's just got to work its way through your body basically. I mean, people try throwing up, it just doesn't really help. But it's like I always talk about this would be the best way to give a lie detector test is if you give somebody a hot sauce because you're so honest. You just want people away from you. You just want to be like, just leave me alone. Like here's the keys to my car. Just take it and go. Like that's all
yeah,
you'll agree to anything.
right. Each challenge is different though, because this one was super ass hot, right? And I got the shivers, I got cold, I got the capsaicin high, which is pretty awesome. But I went and sat down on the couch. Had the milk, the half gallon of milk. I was just chugging milk. I got a picture of that. That's all I got to show for it. But I was cuddled up on the couch with the blanket and just miserable and freezing my ass off and shaking uncontrollably. And then it mellowed down and I was good. And I'm like, hey, why don't we order a pizza? And so we ordered pizza. The pizza got there. It'd take about 30, 40 minutes for the pizza to get there. It came, and my husband was going to give me some pizza, and I'm like, hey, I think I'm going to go lay down. And all night, for the rest of the night, I was curled up in bed, had a heating pad, threw up a couple times, uh, stomach cramps from hell. He thought I was sleeping the whole time. And then he hears me going, babe, babe. And he comes running in the bedroom. I'm like, Google it. I'm like, find out what the hell I got to do. This is not cool. Like, it hurts so bad.
That's why I give you guys so much credit when you guys do videos, because when you're doing a video, if you take like a bottle of hot sauce, like Justin did the bomb, he did the hot sauce that he chugged a bottle of it.
Oh, I
It's
don't know how he
so
did that.
hard to stay in your character or whoever you are. It's like you just want to get away from camera and you don't want to embarrass yourself. But like the whole time throughout the video, Justin's always like, I have to usually drink a little bit so I can get kind of camera ready so I'm not shy. And I'm like,
Oh, and that's
yeah,
something I wanted to ask him about that,
because
because the whole drinking thing, that's like a double-edged sword. I read up on it, and it affects each person differently. Everybody's different, but he pretty much has that keystone right there, like, or whatever he's drinking, like he's got that right there, and he's drinking while doing these things, and that's supposed to make it worse, because then there's the hot item that's attacking your brain and getting on defense, as well as the alcohol is attacking your body and getting you on defense. So the pain should be worse, and I'm like scared to drink if I do challenges like that.
it's in his case, it was like I watched him when I talked with Spicy D, I watched him take on one of the challenges as well. I think it was one of the tubes or one of the I think it was the Pocky challenge that he took on. But watching that video and him, like, you get to see his face, he takes his glasses off and he's trying to get into the League of Fire and really getting to cheer somebody on. You want to see them in pain. I always talk about it's like NASCAR. We want to see you kind of hurting, but then when it becomes really, really bad, at one point you're just hoping that the person gets through it. I mean, I think you've probably noticed they're doing all these challenges and stuff, that the hot sauce community is just amazing. I mean, a lot of the people there there are a couple people that are kind of ego, but there are mostly, from everyone I've talked to so far, has been amazing. I mean, I've been sent sauces, which leads me into like when you're doing your sauce reviews and stuff. Like, I judge every sauce I've ever had on taste and heat factor. There are some that have been sent to me. Jake's sauce is pretty good. I like that a lot. I love his branding. I love just having a conversation with him. Some of the best ones, Caesar out in California, his sauce is more of a taste factor. I like the heat though. I like to sweat. I want to feel the burn. My sponsor, Two Angry Cats, he's got, he sends me sauce all the time, and I love the different flavor combinations because, I mean, for so long I only knew Tabasco, and the next thing I know, I'm hitting this
I don't know
whole
if I already brought
world.
this one up. This dude sent me some sauce to try. Son of a John's.
I have not heard of him.
Check Son of a John's out. This is, whoops, I keep putting it out of picture. This is Ant Bite.
Why are they never happy names? Oh my God. It's always like killer.
I tried this one. That's what I tried this one. And this is freaking bomb sauce. This is so good in everything. The texture, the smell. I can drink this one straight out of the bottle, like no problem. It's got a bit of kick, but nothing that's like overpowering your meal. Like I like the hot stuff too, but when you're putting it on your food, you're trying to have a nice meal, you want that tingle, you want your mouth to get lit up a little bit, but you also want to be able to taste what you're eating, right?
I want to kill the
So
demons inside of me, like I told David. He goes,
yeah,
why do you use so much? I'm like, because I have things inside of me I'm trying to kill.
I bet. Yeah, us too. I'm sure that's a good way to look at it, I guess. But like, I want to taste my food, and when it gets to that amount of heat, it kind of takes away from the meal a little bit. I like to, sit down to a nice meal, and when it's
I prefer to
tearing
use a
your
lot
taste buds off.
I prefer to use a lot of napkins when I have a meal because, as much as you know by using hot sauce, is that you do get a runny nose a lot. That clears out your whole system. Everyone asks, "Are you sick? Are you okay?" I'm like, "This is preventing the COVID. This is keeping the COVID out of my body."
That's facts right there. That's facts. Right.
So, what's your most memorable experience, either doing a challenge or maybe a sauce?
Oh man. Well, see, like, and we're just getting started, so I've done quite a few already. But there's so many out there. I haven't got to get my you know, I don't have as broad, I guess, of choices or answers to give. Magnolia hot sauce is screaming good. I got 4 of their bottles. A super great sauce. Did a review for Cinco de Mayo with their sauce. Um, I've done quite a few reviews with their sauce. They're great. So overall, and it's nice, when you order sauce from somebody, and it's the one sauce, and then you get another one, and you're like, it's okay. But man, they really dropped the ball after having the sauce you just had from the same company. It's nice to the consistency, and Magnolia has great consistency. Everything that I've had so far has been awesome. Amber and Chris, they've got all the sauces that I don't have from Magnolia, so I get to try those also, and just beautiful sauces, beautiful sauces.
Well, I was talking about a most memorable experience. So, like, what's one good heat moment you had?
Oh, and just beautiful sauce. Oh, like a challenge wise, like what was I most proud of, kind of thing.
Yeah, like what's
The
one that
Tube of Terror. I'm so pissed that it didn't get put onto the saved on the video.
Wait,
This
but
was huge right here.
you said that's your most painful one.
Right.
So how is the most painful also the best? You can't have the best.
Would have been yeah, you can. Like, well, Mister, I dump hot sauce all over everything. You should know that. Like, I don't know. You know,
That's a good
like,
one. I like that. That's Mr. I put hot sauce. That's great. That's funny.
I like the adrenaline and the feeling you get when it does. Yeah, it's chill in my mouth. It's hot as hell. I got cramps from hell. They're good nuts.
I think it's a sense of pride factor of it too. Like it is pretty cool when you take down a challenge. I mean, that's why Man versus Food was so popular, because you get to literally root somebody on while they take down a food challenge.
I was also proud with the Pocky chip, the first version. This one I showed you. I was proud of that because even though, no, this wasn't the first one. It was the Satan's Toe that was the first one. But I was proud of this one too. My bad. No, but we got on League of Fire that too, so that I am proud of that. But no, the Satan's Toe. I'm like gonna have to rearrange my shelves again. I keep pulling everything down. But the Satan's Toe. No, this one was our first one ever, and so I'm proud of this one because even though we split it up with between three of us, I actually was with two guys, Chris, who I do videos with, and Nick. And I was in the middle of them, and I got to stay sitting, and I finished, and it made me look pretty badass, that I was able to finish the challenge and beat two dudes, so that was a good feeling, and that just striked it up.
Do you ever get nervous when you're doing one of your videos, like, because you just don't know what's going to happen? You don't know how much pain you're going to be in. You kind of don't want to embarrass yourself in front of people.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so like I say, go to our Facebook page and watch the video that Amber and I did for the Johnny Scoville Chili Chocolate Nightmare Bar. Did not finish it. Nope, did not finish it. This is crazy ass hot. Totally threw up. I had.
Wait, you threw up on camera?
It's my first time, but Danny Wilson from up in Chili Smoke, he has a Spews with Views page, and he does a lot of craziness. He's from Australia, but he says Spews get views. He's got hoodies and all kinds of stuff and a page, and he always says that. So I had it on the chair sitting next to me thinking, not knowing, if I'm going to need it or not. I needed it. So this will be the first video that I've ever done where I embarrassed myself, I guess, but it is what it is. And I didn't hurl my guts. It was sort of one of those deep down, you almost dry heave moments where there wasn't very much in the bucket, but I was gagging. I couldn't stop it. So
it's because your body gets thrown in a state of emergency where it's like, I don't want to do this anymore, and I just want a refund for everything that I've just committed to.
Yeah, but I was bummed too because it was so motherfucking hot. Oops, I'm sorry. Was that bad?
No, you can cuss. That's fine.
It was so hot, and it's a League of Fire item also to get on their page, and so I don't know. Yeah, I want to beat all the League of Fire challenges. We have the Chug Challenge version 2 on the way, so that'll be our next challenge.
David's trying to sign me up to get on League of Fire. He wants me to take on one of these challenges. So what he started doing
Yeah.
is he sent me I have to look back at my photos of what it was, but he sent me a couple bell pepper plants that he was planting. And he's going to send me the pods of this plant, and it's called the Butch Taylor, or the Butch Taylor. Yeah, the Butch Taylor. It's apparently a two-parent plant. It's a Trinidad Scorpion Butch Tea and a Carolina Reaper, both being fused together, or I guess crossbred together to create this pepper. It's an 11 out of 10 on the heat scale. But he's sending me these pods. He wants me to start eating them and trying to get ready to prepare for a League of Challenge. So do you have anything for someone that's might attempt a League of Fire challenge?
You're gonna hold up. You're gonna do a pepper eating challenge, or
I don't
you're
know
gonna
what I'm
just
doing.
for
I'm just saying yes and hoping I get whatever my photo. It's like getting a t-shirt or something. It's like, I just want to be on the board.
yeah, right. Shit, I don't know. Eat.
Don't go
Make
on an
sure
empty
you
stomach.
don't do it to where you're full. You know, you don't want to be stuffed. But I would eat. Some people may say differently, but I would say, you know, make sure you've had more than just a sandwich. You know what I mean? Like, eat some food.
Is there anything in particular I
Make
should be eating?
sure that you have in the house for after, just in case you have a, you know, cramping or problem. Make sure you have milk or honey or bread or sugar.
I can't.
What?
Because
What?
I'm lactose sensitive. So if I do milk,
Oh.
I will be even in worse pain. So here's my experience I always
Bread.
talk about. I
Bread.
had a raw ghost pepper, the cooking chilies that you have. It was in a bag in a store. And I asked my buddy, I was like, would it be cool if we just ate one of these things? So it's about this long. I ate one, and I swear to God, I felt it work its way all the way through my intestine. Like, I was driving home at 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, you're standing up basically in your car because you're in so much pain, like, you know,
Oh, man.
foot to the floor. And I'm just like, basically, like, I was laying down that whole night, and I could just feel it work its way through. And literally, I had to kick my dad
Oh,
out of the
no.
bathroom. I was like, bro, I got to get in here. You look like you're in pain. I'm like, I am.
Right? Did you get the cramps then super bad for the whole night, or?
I felt like I swallowed a burning coal, and I felt it work its way slowly through everything. I've never ever been in that much pain in my entire life, and I've been hit by a jet ski, so it's a strong one.
Yeah. Well, I've had 3 boys, and yeah, so I know about a little thing or two about pain, but the heat on some of these is crazy. But as hot as this was, and the reaction that I gave during the video, um, completely different. Like, I thought my night was going to be totally ruined. I laid on the couch, I'm holding my stomach, I'm doing the whole moaning thing. Like, I was just like, hating it. And I thought for my whole night was going to be wrecked. About, I don't know, 2-3 hours later, I finished my review that night and tried another sauce. And so I was good. But the tuba nuts, not as lucky. I was all night long. The hell puffs, those were awful. That gave me terrible cramp. Got some cramps from the Maritime Madness 1 chunk challenge. That brittle, not your grandma's peanut brittle. That one gave me some cramps. That's about it for those. But yeah, it's just different how they can be the same even Scoville unit, but still so different effects for each one. It's just, you never know what you're going to get. You don't know, you know.
How do you typically come up with an idea to do one of your challenges or one of your reviews? Like, what do you guys plan out? Do you guys think about it long before you do the challenge? Do you guys do any research, or you just jump right into it?
I kind of just jump right into it. And for me, you know, like, we're not rich folks over here. So I kind of try and find sales or look on Amazon first, or, you know, I have gotten lucky and we had a few, and then I either just work it into a video and do a video by myself, or do, like I said, the take pictures of my food and hot sauce, and, you know, give a typed out review for each sauce, kind of spur the moment. When it comes to the planning of challenges, Chris and I have just been taking turns where, like, I bought this Johnny Scoville bar, and the League of Fire Chug Challenge I bought. But then he's been taking turns also. So, you know, it doesn't have to come all out of my pocket or all out of his pocket. And depending on where it's coming from, we may even like each buy our own. Say, hey, how does this challenge sound? Do you want to get one for yourself, and I'll get one for myself, and so we'll do it like that. But here lately, we've just been taking turns back and forth, and whatever sounds good, or whatever we see, or whatever League of Fire page has to offer. They got those new what is it, the Rummy Bears? So I want to do that Rummy Bear challenge. It's I believe is it 10 or 12? I think it's 12 gummy bears, Carolina Reaper bears. So going to be a little bit more tough than the little nitro that we did. Little nitro wasn't like also so bad. So it'll be cool to do the Rummy Bears. But.
Do you think that, like, at any point, I mean, we're talking to all these people that make all these different sauces, and people that we kind of connect with, such as Jake and such as like Josh from Two Angry Cats, all these guys. I'm really hoping that one day we can actually get them so much publicity to the point where we can actually get their sauce in stores. Because I think it's like,
yeah,
you come across all these sauces made by like a home entrepreneur or someone that's starting like a self business.
Small
like,
batch.
where's this sauce when I'm in the sauce aisle? Like, why the hell is there like El Yucateco or something in there? And I'm like, it's not that good compared to some of these sauces with amazing flavor to it.
We like that sauce. My husband doesn't do too many hot sauces. He's been actually getting a little bit more brave here lately, but he doesn't really do a whole lot of hot sauces. Not the extremes, but he likes that. However you say it, Yucatao. I don't have any. We want the black label one, but it's been unavailable. And I get on their website to try and order it for my husband, and you have to get like a case or 4, or like it's big quantities. Well, I just want a bottle, man. But yeah, you're right. The more shout outs to different small batch companies, the better. Like that's one of the reasons why Son of a John's had sent me this, is so that he can get.
You're killing me with the show and the sauces. People are listening; they're not gonna be able to see it. They're gonna be like, "What's she talking about?"
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm used to that. I apologize. Anyway, Son of a John's, he wanted me to have these sauces to do a review, to get more publicity.
It's so hard though, because like even when you're doing sauce reviews, I always talk about like sauce reviewers, no offense, are not really the best to get marketing out. It's good for sending someone a sauce and then getting people to see what that page is. But the weird thing is how hard it is for people through Instagram to realize that that's an actual business and to get them to buy the sauce. Because like even food reviewers that are reviewing restaurants, people just look at the food, then they look at the picture, like the picture, and then move on. Nobody actually reads the thing or actually goes into it a lot of the time.
Yeah, and you're totally right about that. I posted, it was a video, and you get certain followers and they like your stuff, and it's like, I think it's just an automatic thing because there's so many people they got to go through to look at stuff, right? And I had people liking a Magnolia review I did, and there was no sound. And Evil Llama, which he does hot sauce reviews too, he's pretty cool, so I give him a shout out. Evil Llama, he's got an Instagram, no Facebook page, but he's got an Instagram. But all these like 130 people or something like that all press the heart button, all press the like button, and Evil Llama said, "Hey, there's no sound." So I'm thinking all these people liked my video, but they must not have clicked on it because there's no sound. It was just me. So
I'm wondering if there's a way to snap people out of this funk we've been in. I mean, I think the pandemic kind of broke it open a little bit, but I feel like we're in this funk of like autopilot where it's just scroll and double tap, not just with Instagram, but with life in general. It seems like we're really going mindlessly onto the same exact things. That's why when the pandemic hit, I immediately took to Instagram and checked out all these communities and started seeing, first of all, I looked up the hashtag mental health, for instance. I went there because usually people that hashtag that are really going through some stuff. And I try and stay in that community and give a like here or there, just so people know, like, that's what they really want, is that satisfaction, that pat on the back. And if I can do something that simple to help out, I will. But going through all these communities, I started messaging people like, hey, if you want to talk to someone, I can talk to you for sure. I'm good at talking. But also start something you want to do. You just spent your whole life. The government told you not to go to work and you did. The government told you to stay home and you did. Now you realize you lost a job. A lot of people have went through some hard times. Start a business, do what you want to do. I saw a lot of people starting to become entrepreneurs and take off into this business adventure. Like, I want to be Mormon and I want to start building furniture. Well, go fucking build furniture, man. Do it.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It's been super tough for everybody during this whole COVID thing. And we have my brother and sister-in-law, they own Fleshworks Tattoo Studio here in Olympia. And, tattoo shop, they had to close their doors. And trying to balance home life with your home bills, your home rent, you're buying your groceries, having gas in your car, and then having to run a business too. Like, we already were driving through town, and they're okay, by the way, that they're back open. They have restrictions and guidelines they got to follow, but it was rough and financially screwed them over a little bit for the time. Go through town and note there was, some places that were up for lease and stuff already because they had to shut their doors. So, I feel really good for those people.
And even buying locally is difficult. Like, I know so many people who are selling hot sauce that can't even sell or ship any of their batches based on their state. It's their state just won't let them do it because of the fact is of the whole contamination with COVID. I mean, everything's literally still shut down. People are recovering. That's why I say it's best right now to highlight these people and for people to go actually look at their stuff, get to know the person. What gets me about a sauce and the reason why I would like them as a sponsor, I would like them to promote, is not if it tastes good, is if the factor of who you are as a person. If you like, I've met so many people through this community that message me every single day asking how I'm doing, chatting back and forth and just talking about like, it was a good episode or it was a good time talking to you or something. I'm like, that's what I think is more needed in the world, is us need to be connected. And it seemed like with COVID, all the social media attention everybody started getting more and more and more of. It was the best time to promote a business, but it's like we still weren't talking. And I feel like we need to do that a little bit more,
Yeah, I love that. Like, and I know I've brought them up a few times, but the Magnolia Sauce Company and others too. But how when they send me a sauce, they put a little note with it, and or we have that communication back and forth. I was messaging with Matt Brooks from Magnolia this morning, and back and forth talking about tomatoes and stuff that we were growing, and just that being personable with each other, kind of like how me and you are doing right now.
it's
Like,
being
it's
genuine.
nice. Yeah, and that just makes me want to grab for their sauces even more, because they're cool people. And I'm getting to know them as individuals rather than just, oh, here, pay here, slide here, be that here's your tracking number, kind of thing. Like, it's nice to have some love,
Yeah.
behind everything and not
It's
just,
if I ever get a message about a sauce or something and they say, I'm going to send you some sauces to try, I always say, don't have to send me a sauce. Just send me a note or a card. And I want to cry like it's a Hallmark card. All right. And I've gotten one. I really have. Shout out to David. He sent me one and he talked about if I ever need a kidney, I know who I'm coming to. And I'm like, and I have it hanging in my studio because I'm like, it's that whole factor of showing that even we're across the states, whatever, we're across on different sides. You're in Pacific Standard Time, I'm in Eastern Standard Time. We can still connect and have a sit down and have a talk over just a few things without even knowing anything about each other.
yeah, that's important. I've even said that in a couple of videos that I did. The Rage and Reaper powder I got from Death Wish sauces. They have like 3 or 4 different things on their website. But the communication back and forth. And then when I finally did get my product, it had a nice little letter in it, and I read it when I was during my video, and I thanked them, because I don't know, maybe it was a standard letter. I have no idea, but it was a nice letter, and I just really appreciate that, with people. And
I think you can have a giant following or you can have a giant market or business, but when it becomes too corporate like Tabasco, you lose that personal connection that I think people really need. People want to know that the person they're buying from is genuine.
yeah, yeah, I always say that. I totally agree with that. Absolutely. it just makes it much more nice experience all the way around. And then you appreciate them and their sauce or whatever it is that they have. You know,
And even
it doesn't
if your
necessarily
sauce is
have to
good,
be
if you end up
hot
being
sauce related,
a jerk, and even if your sauce is good, I wouldn't buy from you. You know, you want to be able
right?
to have that relatable connection. You know, you want
Yeah,
that thing where you feel like, oh, I'm talking to a person, not a machine.
yeah.
Thank you.
Me and Jake, you seem to like Nukes a lot, but going through getting all well, I only got the sauce and oh, I'm sorry, I keep throwing that up in the camera. I don't mean to do that. Anyway, we emailed back and forth like quite a bit, and just super cool. It was so awesome to be able to just talk and we talked about Fuego Box, and I get Fuego Box, and so does he, which was sort of funny because he got his monthly Fuego Box, and he got his own sauce back. So that was kind of funny. But he didn't have to talk to me about all of that. It could have just been, what sauce do you want? What size shirt do you wear? Thanks, cool, it's in the mail. And he took the time. So I appreciate that a lot.
That's awesome. And like I said, the goodness part of the community. Now, do you have any plans for any videos coming up? Any ones that you're scared of, or any ones that you are kind of excited to do?
I'm excited to do the next one because we reached 600 followers on the Instagram page, and I ordered the Chug Challenge, the version 2 Chug Challenge. So
Oh
we're going
Lord.
to get that, and we're going to do a drawing, which not a whole lot of people have been participating. They're supposed to share our story, to their story, and then put done in the comments, and they'll be entered into a drawing. Well, right now there's like 7. So whatever, but I'm gonna give them one of my favorite hot sauces to pick 2 winners, and I'm gonna give them a hot of my choice, and Chris is gonna do the same, and then throw any other little goodies in there. So we're gonna send that to the winners as a thank you, and then do the Chug Challenge all in the same video. So I mean, I didn't get to do the first version of the Chug Challenge, so now we're bumping up to the version. So
make sure that button's on record, right?
Oh yeah, you ain't kidding. Like, oh, I was so pissed off. And then the video that we did with the chili chocolate nightmare, it's on Facebook, but it was too long. He did so much talking during the damn video, interacting, which is cool. Nothing we could edit out or fast forward, because you didn't want to fast forward or get rid of your interacting with the people that were commenting or talking about the product or giving kudos. You didn't want to speed up any of that. So it was like 17 minutes and 32 seconds. So I can't share it. And then Chris, he did the live, but he said he had saved his settings correctly, or Amber did, one or the other, but it doesn't seem to be available. So,
well, I mean, I'll definitely make sure I'll talk to Justin and see if we can get you on some of those lives that we do. You just got to make sure you're up, because he does them at like 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock in the morning when it's like, I'm trying to go to bed. I don't really feel
I
like
watched one once, and it was like a 3-hour long deal, and everybody in the house was getting hungry, and so like it was like getting way late, and I hadn't cooked dinner yet. And I'm like, I gotta go.
But I'll make sure I talk to Justin to get you on there. But is there anything you want to promote, such as your Instagram page, your Facebook, everywhere where people can find you and follow you?
Yeah, on the Instagram page, yes, please like and follow. We'd love to have some suggestions on what you'd like to see us do, challenges you'd like to see us complete. You can go up to the top of our profile page on the Instagram, and there's a link to our Facebook page. So if you got Facebook page, go over there and check us out. Hit the like button, follow. Also, we have a website. It's not got its own domain quite yet. I think Chris has bought it already, but we do have our own website to where you can click on the link in the Facebook, and it'll give you all our About Me section, and all the videos pretty much that we've posted already are on the website also. I got to get caught up a little bit from the past week, but you can see our About Me section and learn a little bit about us. Outside of that, we just really appreciate everybody following, and hope to get more people liking our stuff and keeping supporting us.
I'm supporting you. I had a good conversation with Ruth. Now we got to get Chris on, see if I can talk to him and see where this all goes and everything. But this is awesome. I really appreciate you doing the podcast, and thank you so much for listening to this episode of Out of the Blank. And I guess stay heated, right? That's what we're gonna end it on. Stay heated.
Keep it hot. Keep it hot.
I like that.